This is Gary with Viper Trading Systems. How many of you have ever gotten to your computer? You just got up in the morning and you've seen that, for instance, ES is already run. Okay, that's something that happens to a lot of us because obviously, this is my time when I open my trading room, just roughly at about 7:40 in the morning. And I told our people at that particular moment, that basically you're not going to be chasing ES, you're going to be looking for a pullback. Okay, so we've developed a tool that I think you're really going to like, and I'm going to show it to you here. Basically, we have what's called Auto Fibs. Now, Auto Fibs will actually continue drawing as the price continues, and which makes sense, obviously, because it's an Auto Fib. But what we've done with Object Trader is we've actually made it to where you can take that trade and actually put it on the chart. I'll just do this in playback when I show you something because I called this trade in the room live yesterday morning. But basically, what you do with this is you just simply say, okay, we know we want a pullback of some kind, and this is a pretty good move. So I've taught my people for years that when you get a really good move like this, you're looking for about a 38% retracement. Well, we've got this built into Object Trader where you can just simply say, okay, I want an Auto Fib OT, and I simply draw it from my swing. Okay, now I can actually now tell Object Trader that I want this particular trade at the 38.2% retracement. Now, if this doesn't come to the 32, then it's no big deal, but I've got a trade set up if it does. I can also even tell it an offset. For instance, what if it barely misses the 38.2 and I want it anyway? Well, I can actually tell it I want like say a 2-tick offset, and then I just let the trade come to me. This particular trade was actually drawn in the room live yesterday morning, and this new Auto Fib, you'll actually notice, I'm going to go ahead and start this playback up again to show you what's going on. You'll actually see the Auto Fibs will move with the price. As this price continues up, the Auto Fib will continue with it. Now, you can also chase a trade way up here, but that's a lot riskier, right? So basically, you just wait for the trade to come to you, and you just simply don't take breakouts way up here, unless you get some kind of a pullback. But watch what actually happens with what we call the Auto Fibs. And I'll just speed this up just a little bit so you can see it. Notice that my fibs are actually moving just a little bit. Now watch as this continues up, the fib will follow it up. And you'll see this in real time that it'll actually do this. It's a pretty cool little feature on Object Trader called Object Trader Auto Fib, which is an auto Fibonacci that you draw from a previous swing, and then you can actually tell the trader that you want the trade, for instance, at that 38.2, and you'll notice that even if I draw a line right now at this 38.2, right there, you'll notice, see how it's clicking up there already? See how it's an auto fib? So it's automatically looking for this auto fib. And notice that now the 38.2 is all the way here, okay? Because this is an auto fib, it draws in real time so that when it does get this retracement that we want, we can actually get this trade. Now, notice that you could have actually, if you wanted to, you could have chased this trade. And we do teach that you can do that. You just want to be careful doing that. But see how that auto fib is just drawn up there quite nicely? Then you just simply say, you know what, I want, like say 2 contracts. If you come down to my auto fib, I just turn on long enabled, and if it comes down to that auto fib right there, then Object Trader would fire those 2 contracts. I can also even choose ahead of time where I want to put my stop. For instance, see these little lines here? This is line 0, line 1, line 2, 3, 4, and so on. So I can actually tell it ahead of time that I want, like say line 1 as my stop, which would be right at the top of that shadow. Right now, your 38% is right down here, and you're waiting for a pullback of some kind so that you can get in this trade. Notice the 38's now here. See there? See there? There's your 38% right there. And if it continues going, it'll keep moving up with it. Okay. Now we're looking for like a pullback. into like a 38% retracement, and that's what we're looking for on this particular trade. Now notice that my 38.2 is kind of static now because they haven't taken out that high yet. So now we're just waiting for a pullback so that we can get in this trade. And all you got to do is wait for the pullback, the retracement, to come to you. We also teach a phantom trade, which, by the way, this turned out to be a phantom trade. But see how that's perfectly coming down almost to that 38% retracement right there at that line. And I could also even add, for instance, a region. If I wanted to go ahead and take this trade, for instance, if it takes the top of that region out, I could go ahead and get a couple of contracts if it never touches my auto fib. See, because this could easily bounce here too. And notice that it's right at the 38.2%, came within, looks like 3 ticks of it, and we didn't get the trade. Looks like we're going to get it out of the box instead, which is fine too. Okay, see, it missed the auto fib, but you notice that you're in a trade. Let's go ahead and put a target right up here at that predictor. And we put a nice tight stop on it also. Now, what I like to do when I'm trading what we call a phantom type trade is I put my stop at line 0, which is right there. And then I will actually let this thing actually get some other type of trade setups, for instance, like these little power dots and things like that, or even a region type trade. See how you're in total of 4 there. You can close this out. You can get ready for another trade even just simply by turning regions off, turning your auto fib back on. Like I've got a Fibonacci that's right down here at this level. We'll see if we can actually get it again. And it's real easy to actually do this in real time, because you'll notice that actually came to a 38.2% retracement. We've got this in playback mode, so that may be why that missed that too, but we nailed it in the room. But this is a little trade that we'd be looking for on a pullback, and we just wait patiently for the trade to come to us. And they'll do it. They'll finally do what you want them to do. You can always wait patiently for a trade to come to you. We also teach people where the line in the sand is, so that they'll know where to take a short if this happens to change trends. And if you were trading ES yesterday, you noticed that you had some really, really nice setups just like this that came down and perfectly hit. See there, that's that Fibonacci right there within 2 ticks. Fired again, notice that? And that's what this little trader will do. Now you'll notice that if I go to my object types now, that's turned off because it automatically turns it off once it achieves the trade. So it achieved the trade at 38.2%. The trade was called live in our room that morning. And if you've traded ES, you notice that it went up extremely well. And this is our classic 38.2 retracement on a big move to the upside. You'll find that these Fibonacci's work extremely well. You'll find Fibs of 50s and 61s will work on smaller moves, and your 38s will work on your larger moves, and your real smaller moves will be about 76.4 and 61.8. That's more your small burst pullback, and we use those Fibs for that. But that's the way this little Fibonacci trader will work. It's actually truly a new marvel that we've added to Object Trader that makes it to where you have what's called an auto Fibonacci that's continually monitoring that Fibonacci so that you can get that trade, and you get nicely green and turn off the machine, because that's what we teach in our trading room. And by the way, this little trade right here, this happened in real time yesterday, and if you actually were to have taken this trade, you'll notice that you could just simply ride your trail stop like at line 0 for a while, and just watch what actually happened with the trade. I'll just play it and let you see it, because they'll usually thrust up and they'll pull back a little bit. See, it's pulling back a little bit. But keep in mind, we've also got some other tools where we can get in some extra trades and everything. See how beautiful that was right there? And now let's say that I want to go ahead and just trail my stop Well, I can actually trail my stop. See, this is called line 4 right here. This is called line 5, and this is line 6. What if I said, you know what? I want to go ahead and just protect this thing, but maybe I want to let it ride a little bit too. So I've got one left, so why couldn't I just put my stop at line 4 and then just let the trade do its thing? And you'll find over and over and over that that works quite well. See that? See how beautiful that trail stop is moving right with the prices? And lo and behold, they're going to finally take you out. It took you out. See how beautiful that was? That's called a trailing stop based on our stop line. These are new features that we've just added to Object Trader. So take this new Auto Fib to the bank with you because it's a really great new tool to use in your trading. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.